Hello everyone. Welcome to Bedtime Change the Stories. Chu, Rapunzel, Ghost Hair, and No Rescue. I was thinking what other story to tell, and the spirit said Rapunzel. Now Rapunzel is quite a strange story for me. I read a lot of fairy tales when I was growing up because my mom would take us to the library, and we have a lot of translated copies of European fairy tales, and I used to like them a lot. Even though, honestly, a lot of them are quite scary because it's full of death and lust and. So anyway, Rapunzel, I never really remember the story. I always only remember that there was a young woman who had very, very long hair, and a prince climbed up the tower that where she was kept in, and then he married her or something. And that was very puzzling for me because I thought that long hair was very undesirable for women. You see, in Hong Kong culture, we watched a lot of ghost stories, or we read a lot of ghost stories, tell each other ghost stories, and a lot of them feature female ghosts that have very, very long hair. And their hair will be so long, and their hair will be covering the face, and then there will be a woman with very long hair standing in the field, and as you go over there, you found that that's actually not her back, that's her front, and her face was covered with hair. But then when you go to the other side, her back is also covered with very long hair, and it's always very creepy, and they will chase you. And we have lots of storybooks and a lot of movies in Hong Kong, but with ghost stories, I don't know why they are not very imaginative or something, because really a lot of them feature women with very long hair. I mean, not women, female ghosts with very long hair, and they try to strangle you, or you just die from heart attack, or. But then it's contradictory because there's also a saying that says, long hair hides three uglies, which means that and it only applies for women. So if a woman has long hair, the long hair will cancel out three ugly parts of her. So it means that long hair is a good thing. So, but that part never really got to me. It's always the ghost part, because I was called ugly, or rather, I was told that my hair was really scary many, many times. And I don't know why. I don't think it's because of the saying about the hair cancel out the uglies, that I've always had very long hair. It's like I just cannot bear to cut my hair. Like, it's just part of me. And I never really like to cut it. So I always have very long hair. In Hong Kong, some people, they feel it's their right to tell you when they find you ugly, or they disagree with how the way you dress or the way you present yourself, even though you're clean and tidy and you're not smelly or disturbing anybody. I mean, I was actually told, like, people pointing at my face, telling me that I look like a ghost and no one would ever want me, and so on and so on. So the story of Rapunzel puzzled me. And while I was thinking about this Rapunzel story, somehow it reminded me of a I don't know how to call it. It's not a psychology test. It's perhaps a way to understand ourselves. A friend who's a shaman told me to do this a few years ago, and it came to my mind, and I thought we can do it together. I mean, I'll tell you about it, and you can pause this video. Okay, write a short story that contains these three characters. So either a prince or a princess, a warrior, and a dragon. So write a short story that contains these three characters: a prince or a princess, a dragon, and a warrior. And you may like to pause this video. What is the story like? Please tell me in the comments. When you look at the story, you might see that this is your own story. So let me tell you mine. When my friend told me to do this, my story was I was a princess and I made friends with a dragon and I live on my own and the warrior never came. It really reflects my life back then. I felt I was on my own, even though I wasn't living on my own. And I did make friends with the dragon, a dragon and lots of spirits, saints and goddesses, a lot of invisible friends. And the warrior never came. And it wasn't like I lived in a scary world, but it was more about loneliness, I think. That was the monster, if that was a monster. But now, before I recorded this, I thought, what is my story now? And before I even thought about a story, somewhere in me just said, I am a queen. The end. I was a bit taken aback and I thought, was that me? Is that me? Was that me? Was that me? Was that me? And yeah, this is how I feel now. I mean, for me, a princess is like, how do you say that word? Adolescent, like a young person. A queen has the authority. I prefer to say ruler of my own household, of my own life, without the gender thing, because a queen is like you have to have a king. But that would do. I like it. And it is how I feel now. I am the queen. And there's nothing else that I want to say or need to say. And I feel good. At the time, I did wonder, do I need someone to come and save me? And I don't know why, when I thought of that story about the princess and the dragon, I immediately had this in mind. There was a castle, I was trapped in a tower. And I was thinking about Rapunzel, because I have very long hair. And I thought, I would like to grow out of that. I did want to grow out of that. I asked myself, is there any part of me that is waiting for Prince to come? And my honest answer is yes. I mean, I did grow up reading these fairy tales and then, watching movies and not just the princess movies. There are lots of stories about someone coming to save you or save the world. And I don't want that. I don't want that. Because save me from what? First of all, give me love. And from my own studies, my own experience, I really see how when I do not love myself, it doesn't matter how much people love me or try to shower me with love and attention and tell me I'm worthy and all that. It really, it doesn't help because I'm the one who decides my worth. I'm the one who decides if I'm lovable, if I have value, if I have significance in this world. And I think I'm getting it. So, yeah. So I hope you like the story. And if you don't, I hope you can find a way to change it very soon. Don't think too hard. Let it come to you. Thank you.